Good morning, hello. Miss Erica here again from Monaco Public Library, bringing some story times, stories and songs and activities to you. And today I have a special helper, Miss Tina. She also works at the library and she's gonna be doing story time with me today. So I'm just gonna get situated, so give me a second here. All right, so today we have some stories about imagination to share with you. So imagination means when you use your mind, when you use your brain to pretend or to turn one thing into another thing. So you can pretend really anything is anything else. So we have some, like I said, some stories, some songs, and some activities to share with you where you'll be using your imagination. So, ready? Let's get started. And we always start our story times with our good morning song. So we'll put our hands together, and we're gonna clap, and first we're gonna sing good morning to Miss Wingo's morning class, which we'll say is Miss Wingo class 1, or Miss Wingo 1. So, ready? Here we go. Good morning, Miss Wingo 1. Good morning, Miss Wingo 1. Good morning, Miss Wingo 1. We're glad you're here today. All right, now Miss Wingo's afternoon class is Miss Wingo 2. Good morning, Miss Wingo 2. Good morning, Miss Wingo 2. Good morning, Miss Wingo 2. We're glad you're here today. So then we also have Miss Kakalka's four pairs, and Miss Kakalka has a morning class, so that'll be Miss Kakalka 1. Good morning, Miss Kakalka 1. Good morning, Miss Kakalka 1. Good morning, Miss Kakalka 1. We're glad you're here today. And then Miss Kakalka's afternoon class is Miss Kakalka 2. Good morning, Miss Kakalka 2. Good morning, Miss Kakalka 2. Good morning, Miss Kakalka 2. We're glad you're here today. So good morning, AVW 4K classes. Hello, it's good to be here with you today. So I'm going to start my story time with here it is, my mystery box. So I don't know if I showed this to you last time or not, but I have a mystery box that I sometimes bring to story time, and I put an object inside that has to do with my story time theme, which this week is imagination. So, and then you have to, I'll give you some clues, and then you have to guess what you think is inside my box. So I'll give you 3 clues. And if you have a guess, I'm sure that Miss Wingo and Miss Kakalka will probably want you to raise your hand. And maybe they'll wait till the very end, right before I reveal the answer, and possibly go around and have everyone say their guess. I'm not sure. I'm sure they'll tell you what they want you to do, though. So just remember, though, probably not a good idea to shout your guess out loud, because that might kind of ruin it for all the other kids. So keep it in your head, and probably raise your hand is the best idea. So, all right, here's the first clue. This is something that gifts come in, or presents. So a gift or a present would be inside of this. So that's the first clue. Here's the second clue. This is something that has flaps that you open, and sometimes it has tape on it. So that's the second clue. And here's the third clue. This is something that you can use your imagination to turn it into all kinds of other different things. So I'll give you the clues again. The first one is, it's something that gifts come in, or presents. Second one, it has flaps that you open, and sometimes it has tape on it. The third clue is, this is something you use your imagination to turn into all different kinds of things. So, all right, ready to find out what's inside the box? What's inside my mystery box? The answer to all 3 of those clues, what the mystery box item is this week is, it is the mystery box. The mystery box is the answer. It's a box, a cardboard box. So you see how it's got flaps, and sometimes they get taped shut. They've got tape on the top. And I bet if you got this box for me, you might want to open it and see what's inside. There might be a present in there, right? Like at Christmas time or your birthday. So the answer is a box. But actually this box, I do have something inside it. So what I have inside here today is I have some pictures to share with you about different ideas that Miss Tina and I came up with about things that you can use a cardboard box to turn into to play with. So maybe some ideas from your imagination that you could use for a box when you're playing. So here is my first picture. So this child used a box and turned it into a pirate ship. Pretty cool, huh? So a box can be a pirate ship. This person, or this kid, turned their cardboard box into a little house. So a cardboard box can also be a house. So this cardboard box has been turned into a castle. Some pretty creative people here. This boy turned his cardboard box into a robot costume. Maybe some of you used a box for your Halloween costume this year. This boy turned a cardboard box into a car. That looks really fun. This cardboard box got kind of cut up and turned into a little maze that maybe you could crawl through or you could have your pet go through. So it's kind of cool. This cardboard box got turned into a bear den or a cave. If you're ever going on a bear hunt, that'd be kind of fun to do. This cardboard box got turned into like a little city. So that child is actually sitting inside the box, and they used markers and drew roads on it, and they're driving their cars, and they're using their blocks to make a little city. So this is kind of a neat idea for our season that's coming up. That cardboard box was turned into a sled. All right, and my very last picture I wanted to show you is this is a cardboard box airplane. So pretty cool, huh? Those are some ideas to kind of get your minds thinking about how you can be creative and use your imagination to turn a box, just a plain old box, into something really cool and fun to play with. I'm going to put my mystery box aside, and we're going to go into our very first story. And in this story, the baby is using pots and pans, like Miss Tina has, and turning them into different instruments. So maybe you've done this at home. A lot of people have. It's kind of fun. Miss Tina's going to play a pan along with the story for us today. So, and if you want, you can maybe use your hands and like pat your legs or clap. Yeah, so ready? Here we go. This is Pots and Pans by Patricia Hubble, and it is published by HarperCollins Publishers. So remember, the publisher is the company that made the book. And I'm going to kind of chant it with you today. So ready? Here we go. Pots and pans, babies in the kitchen with pots and pans. Grab those lids, clang those pans, babies in the kitchen with pots and pans. So that baby's having fun playing that pot. Ching, 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 listen to them ring. Cling, clang, cling, listen to them sing. Bang, 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 bam, bam, wham. Here comes puppy, here comes cat. Skid goes the lid, rat-a-tat-tat. Cat's in a pot, puppy's in a pan. Baby's in the middle with a great big can. Listen to the cymbals, clash and cling. Listen to the drums go boom, bam, bang. You can even use a can. Roll, can, roll, cling, lids, cling. That puppy's got a pan on his head. Clap, 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 clink, clink, clink. Everybody scooting past the kitchen sink. Pots and pans, lids and cans, all around us on the kitchen floor. Is there anything more? Oh. What's behind this cupboard door? A jumble and a rumble and a tumble and more. Run, puppy, run. Leap, cat, leap. Scoot, baby, scoot, run, leap. Pots and pans, lids and cans. Babies in the kitchen with pots and pans. That is the end of pots and pans. So that baby used his or her, I think it's maybe a little boy. That baby boy used his imagination and he turned some pots and pans into some musical instruments. All right, so we have a little fun activity for you next. Miss Tina is going to read a story to you, and as she reads, I'm going to draw the story out. And as you're watching the story, you can think in your mind about what kind of picture I might be making. So use your imagination and try to guess, be creative about what I might be drawing. And if you have a guess, don't blurt it out, remember, keep it in your inside because you don't want to ruin it for everyone. So if you have a guess at any point in the story, I'm sure your teachers will want you to raise your hand again. So, ready? Here we go.
The story is Jimmy and Johnny. Jimmy and Johnny were two little boys. They were very good friends. Jimmy lived in a house right here. J stands for Jimmy. And Johnny lived in a smaller house right here. J stands for Johnny too. One day the boys were playing in Jimmy's sandbox right here. They were making lions, tigers, elephants, and all kinds of animals in the sand. Then they had a wonderful idea. They would go to the zoo and see all these animals, but first they would ask their mothers if they could go. They started out walking from Jimmy's house like this. They walked and finally reached the gate of the zoo. The gate swung right open for them like this. First, they walked over to the lion's cage like this. The lion roared for them. Growl! In lion language, this meant, I am king of the beasts. Then they walked over to the tiger's cage like this. The tiger roared for them too and showed them his long white teeth. But Jimmy and Johnny thought he was a very fierce cat. They strolled past some peanut stands. Johnny stopped and bought some peanuts. He bought them for the animals at the zoo, but he and Jimmy ate some too. Next came the monkey cage. They fed them some peanuts. The monkeys thought the peanuts were delicious. To show how happy they were with the peanuts, the monkeys did some tricks for the boys. Then they went to see the bears. The bears sat up on their hind legs for them. They were hoping the boys would give them something to eat. Johnny gave them some peanuts. Johnny and Jimmy walked along until they came to a very large cage. This animal has a long trunk and he just loves peanuts. Can you guess what animal this is?
All right, I'm sure maybe you have a guess. If you do, remember, keep it in your mouth and raise your hand. So, I'll give you a few seconds to do that. You can pause the video if you want, teachers. All right, ready to find out? What is it?
An elephant!
It's an elephant. All right, I'm gonna say goodbye to Mr. Elephant. Ready? Bye, elephant. Here he goes. Okay, so the next thing we have is another story. And this one is called Not a Stick. So Miss Tina has a wooden spoon. So she's gonna pretend that her wooden spoon is a stick today. And this is by Antoinette Portis. And the publisher, again, is HarperCollins Publishers, and I'm reading this with their permission. So we're going to find out what this stick, or wooden spoon, what different kinds of things we can turn that into. So it says, hey, be careful with that stick. It's not a stick. What is it? A fishing pole. Look where you're going with that stick. What stick? This time, he is a marching band instructor or a band leader. Watch where you point that stick. It's not a stick. It's a paintbrush. Now what are you doing with that stick? It's not a stick. It's a barbell, which is the thing that holds weights when people lift weights. Don't trip on that stick. I'm telling you, it's not a stick. What is it this time? A horse. So, still standing around with that stick? This is not a stick. It looks like a spear this time. Maybe he's a caveman. Okay, then what is it? What do you think it is at the very end? A sword. He's fighting a dragon. How cool is that? So you can do all kinds of fun things with your imagination, and you can pretend lots of different things are other different things. Actually, we have a couple things we want to show you quick. So I brought my brush today. So I bet a lot of you have these at home. So I brought my brush today because I wanted to show you that you can turn a brush even into something else. This is now my microphone. La, 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 la. And Mistina has,
I brought a jar, which we decorated with duct tape. And you can look through it, and it makes everything look kind of interesting. Looks different than if you're just looking at it plain, or you can pretend you're a pirate, and then you can talk into it and make your voice sound different or blow in it.
So lots of different things that maybe you have around your house can be really fun to play with. So we have one more activity for you before we end story time. So for this one, you're going to want to stand up. So everybody stand up. And I'm going to use some magical powers on you. And we're going to pretend that you're all sorts of other different things today. So I'm going to turn you into something, and then you're going to pretend to be that thing. So ready? Here we go. Abracadabra, abracazow. When I say kazam, you'll all be cows. Kazam! Moo. Moo. All right. Abracadabra, alacazello. When I say kazam, you'll all be jello. Ready? Kazam! Jiggle a little bit, jiggle wiggle. All right. Abracadabra, abracazitty. When I say kazam, you'll all be kitties. Ready? Kazam! Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. All right. Abracadabra, alakazoo. When I say kazam, you'll all be choo-choos. Ready? Kazam! Chugga, 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 choo, choo. Chugga, 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 choo, choo. All right. Abracadabra, alakazee. When I say kazam, you'll all be chimpanzees. Kazam! Abracadabra, alakazud. When I say kazam, you'll all be stuck in mud. Kazam! Ugh. 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 last one, ready? Abracadabra, alacazids. When I say kapow, you'll all be kids. Kapow! And there you are. Look at you. Welcome back. And this time, I think, as kids, you're going to want to sit back down on the rug. Well, actually, let's stay standing. We have one more thing to do before we end story time, and you can stand up for that. So, sorry. If you sat down, stand back up. It's a little up and down exercise. So, we're going to end story time, and we always end our story time with zoom, zoom, zoom. So, put your hands together, and at the very end, feel free to jump in the air. We're not going to jump because we're sitting down, but you can jump in the air. So, ready? Here we go. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you'd like to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Bye! See you guys in about another month. All right, have a good day. Bye, everyone.